Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of Let's Play Planet Coaster 2 here on Theme Park Worldwide as we continue to build Primrose Forest. In this video we're going to be working on the Greek themed area and actually completing this area now too. Now originally I had some different plans for this area but I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video because yes, this area is actually now going to be complete in this episode. So yeah, I'm starting straight off here right next door to the B&M inverted coaster, which I am going to be naming later in this episode as well. Thanks to all of your awesome name suggestions and story ideas, which I'll reveal that later on. And yeah, this restaurant's going in very similar to what we did in the Vikings area with the two-story restaurants. However, this one's going to have a bit more balcony space out the front for seating. It's also got a couple of food outlets there at the top, just so you can sit back, relax, and have some nice food and drinks looking out over the Greek-themed area. Now, the area itself is actually split into two sections, and that's why you've got the water in the middle, the bridge with the archways that are built in the last episode, because you've kind of got ancient Greece, which is where the B&M invert coaster is on the left hand side, and using more of the kind of mythology style theming. And then this section here is going to be more like your holiday Greece, you know, your nice kind of beach resort kind of feel that we're going for. It's going to be a lot more blue and white instead of like the creams and browns and darker colours. So we're going to really start to bring that to life with this section. The main reason that I wanted to do that was just to kind of create, it's quite a big area, but I wanted to make it look a little bit different on either side of the water. And we've kind of got that transition bridge which you'll be able to walk between the two parts of it. Even though it's all still Greece, you've got ancient Greece and then a bit more kind of traditional holiday resort Greece that we're going for here. That's why we're having the blue roofs here. This was inspired quite a bit from the Greek-themed area at Europa Park in Germany, where Poseidon is, because they've got all like blue roofs there, and it looks nice. I've never actually been to Greece in real life before. I know so many people have been there on holiday, but I've never been. So I was kind of looking at a few pictures and things for inspiration, and also based on the area at Europa Park as well. And that's where I get so many of my different ideas and inspiration for these parks and what I'm building in Planet Coaster 2. It is from actually visiting the parks themselves. So yeah, they're starting to build up a little bit of the landscape in there as well. Obviously, we've got the restaurant in place, more details to add on to there shortly. But yeah, just starting to put in a little bit of landscaping to the side. We want to make the architecture look a little bit different here to what we did on the other side, which is more ancient Greece. We're putting in some little archway finishing touches just down the front, but still using some of their main different pieces here as well to bring it all to life. So yeah, I mentioned that I've had a bit of a change of plan with the area. Now originally I was going to be adding a dark ride. I was going to use like the Omnimover dark ride system to put in a dark ride behind the inverted coaster. But to be honest, I was really happy with just how this area was coming together throughout this episode. And, you know, you'll see that how good it looks with all the buildings and rides that I selected. So I thought I'm actually not going to have the area any bigger and going around the corner. It does mean that, of course, you know, a dark ride is going to have to wait for a little bit, but I felt like this was the best decision. I've mentioned before about doing a steampunk land next when I come back to the park. Obviously going to be working on infrastructure, the hotel and also the water park next. But when I do come back to the theme park, then yeah, I'm thinking about adding this big steampunk land. So this is why I'm building up the berm here, the hills. Originally that was all going to be for this Greek area, but yeah, I'm just blocking that in now. And obviously that pathway will now be outside of the area, and that will be a walkway from the Vikings land at the entrance to the park and to the Greek area. But in the long term, that is also going to be the steampunk land there as well. Tell you what, I love the scenery brush now. It's great with the trees, and sometimes you have to move a few because they look a bit out of proportion and use the scaling tool. But yeah, that looks really good. So yeah, it's kind of closed off the area there now. You know me, I love a good kind of tunnel between the different areas. I just think that works. Inspired quite a bit from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, both Hollywood Studios in Florida and Disneyland in California. I love the kind of transition between the other areas and Galaxy's Edge, how you go through a kind of tunnel, there's all trees on top. That's what I use a lot. I originally did that in Planet Coaster and obviously now in Planet Coaster 2. With this section, we're going to start having a bit of a ruin as well, using some more of these ruin pieces around. And that's going to be the case with the Magic Carpet ride that we've got installed as well. A little bit later in the episode, I do actually build another coaster in this area, which wasn't in the original plans, and also a unique flat ride as well, but you'll see that shortly. We'll get onto that. But yeah, with the magic carpet, I start to add a lot more of the kind of like broken like rock work pieces and that sort of thing around. Up here on the restaurant now, just add in some pots and random things around that don't really have any purpose other than looking aesthetically pleasing up there as well. Lots of blue flowers. Obviously, we've got some blue flowers around the other section of the area on the other side of the water. Wanted to kind of tie it together with the planting here, but also the blue goes really nice with the roofs that we've got on the restaurant, and also some of the other roofs that we're going to be building in this side of the area. Now, of course, the past couple of episodes were all pre-recorded whilst we were away on our trips to Europa Park and Disneyland Paris. Of course, make sure you check out them vlogs if you haven't already seen them. We had an amazing time, of course, with our big special news as well, which was incredible. But yeah, we just had such a lovely time out there. We really did. Christmas at them parks is fantastic, especially Europa Park. So make sure you check out the vlogs if you haven't already seen them. Obviously, since then, they've actually brought out the new DLC in Planet Coaster as well, with 5 new rides, lots of bug fixes too, and a few other bits. Good to see, you know, a Mack Extreme spinning coaster has been brought into the game. I may possibly put one of them in the steampunk area. My take on the Ride to Happiness. You know, I might look at doing that. Obviously, you know, I like creating my own unique ideas, really. I don't really like doing recreations and stuff. I like my own ideas and coming up with something a bit different. I think that's, you know, it keeps it fun, keeps it quirky, and you know, like, it's all great fun recreating rides, but I think for me, I just love creating my own things and own ideas, and of course keeping it nice and realistic. So if I was building a park, but yeah, a lot of people have asked my thoughts on the DLC. You know, I think it's nice that there's some new rides that have come in, a few flat rides, a couple of coasters. I was hoping for some more scenery. I really was. I'm hoping for some more theming, but it takes time, doesn't it? You know, I'm enjoying what we've got in the game so far. Obviously, you know, I've used the Vikings theming, we've used this kind of mythology theme. I'm going to be using tropical with the water park. And then you've got kind of the resort theme as well, which I'm going to be utilising for obviously doing this steampunk area. So really, once I've used all them, I've kind of used all the in-game theming. So I'm hoping by then, by the time it comes to expanding the park more, I'll have some new themes that I can play with, really. But no, like, I'm happy with the new DLC. It's good to see it come in. I'm glad there's been some bug fixes, but obviously I'm hoping for some more soon. I'd love like some big content packs, a bit like we got in original Planet Coaster, just with like loads of themes and different things. I think that'd be really nice moving forward. But I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it will. I think they've been trying to fix a lot of the bugs, and also too just making little improvements to the game. Like now, it's raining, but obviously you can turn that off now. There is weather settings. I do that a little bit later on. At this point, I'd completely forgotten, to be honest, when I was building here, that you can now actually change the weather. You can change it like to heavy rain, a small shower, lovely bright blue skies and sunshine. So I am happy about that, because there was times, especially building the Vikings area, where it just kept raining all the time, and I was starting to get really annoyed at it. But yeah, like, I'm happy that is a new thing in the game. Right, we're starting to add theming now to the magic carpet over here. Like I said, this is going to be like a big ruin. We've got our B&M invert, which, you know, isn't really in a ruin at all, is it? It's got this big impressive building around it, all the columns, very majestic. What we're doing here is making this look like a complete ruin just here too. And obviously I've named the B&M inverts thanks to your suggestions. I'll be revealing that later in the episode, but I am going to need a name for these other rides in the area too, so make sure you get them coming in. I'm going to need a name for this magic carpet, the Zamperla Disco, and 2 upcoming rides as well. So you got 4 chances of having your name picked for the next episode as we complete this area. Obviously, I've been building this across 3 episodes, and it feels like it's come together really nice and fast, actually, this. Very happy with how it looks. And then, like I say, in the next episode, I'm going to be working on some more of the resort infrastructure. I know there's going to be a big hotel now. We're going to do a big lodge. We're going to be doing the water park next as well and starting that. And then we'll come back to the theme park kind of in phases. Like, I'm not going to do all the water park in one go. I'll probably do a couple of phases for that and then come back. But also in the next episode, we're going to get the park open. We're going to get guests inside, see how they react to the area. There'll be 10 rides for them to experience in total, 5 in each land. Obviously, there's only 3 here at the moment. But like I say, I do add a couple more rides in here too. So we'll actually open up the park and see what people think to it and actually run it. But before I do that, I need to do some more infrastructure infrastructure work as well, such as some more car parks. I'm going to go quite a bit more detailed with the car parks and things this time. I'm going to do like all the road signs. I've got an idea. If you know that coach that I showed you like way back at the start of the series, well, technically before the series started, they've added like a bus in here now. I've got this idea of having the bus like running around some of the roads and connecting the hotel and stuff. We may add a transportation ride, because I've not done that yet. We may add like a big, probably a monorail around this resort. I think would be pretty nice for Primrose Forest. So all that's going to kind of come. We're going to open up the park, and that's what you can look forward to in episode 8 that'll be coming up next week for you all. Right then, so we've built like a staff services building there, and there's a couple of toilets in there too. Obviously, we want to make sure there's at least a couple of toilet blocks per area. The quite large themed areas we've got here at Primrose Forest, we don't want our guests walking too far to go to the toilet. We've got the restaurant right opposite here too, and then we've got the other toilet block, which is down by the B&M invert. As I mentioned previously, you find that in a lot of real theme parks. They put toilet facilities right by the major rides, mainly because you could be waiting in quite a long queue. And if you got to go, you got to go, haven't you? So, yeah, you know, you want the toilets nice and close. So yeah, you can kind of see what I've done now with the changing of the building style compared to the other side. Obviously, we had the more lighter blue, kind of turquoise roofs. Now we've gone for this quite bright blue colour here. For the toilet facilities and just this area in general. I love the fonts in this game as well. Like, how cool are the fonts? You can see me just changing into more of a grease font. We're putting this little block on the top there. We've got all the seating out the front. These little canopies look really nice. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Like your kind of Greek holiday resort we're going for. And of course, we need a water ride in this area. We've already got a log flume. I've not really got space for a rapids or anything like that. So I thought, let's go for something different, a flat ride water ride. And this is Zamperla Big Waves. So it's a new concept actually from ride manufacturer Zamperla. That is what I do like with Planet Coaster. Like they actually put in like rides that, you know, don't necessarily exist everywhere yet. But, you know, you get some quirky things. So I thought we're going to put that in. So that's going to need a name. And also a junior coaster. Now, there's not actually that many choices for building like a junior coaster. And, you know, this is going to be literally a kiddie coaster. It's going to go very slow. It's not a family coaster at all. It's a junior coaster. Like this park's version of like a Caterpillar. But obviously I just didn't want a standard Caterpillar coaster. You've got the actual junior coaster in the game, which is a dragon. I didn't want a dragon in this area. That doesn't fit. Then I thought, well, I can kind of add stuff around the dragon, but it'll look really bulky. Then I thought, let's just use like the Schwarzkopf looping coaster. You know, obviously it's not going to have a loop in it. It's a junior coaster. But it has got like no over-the-shoulder restraints, just a lap bar. So I thought this would be a really nice fit. It looks quite realistic as a junior coaster. That's the thing with this game. You don't necessarily have to use certain rides for certain things. With this is technically supposed to be for a looping coaster, but it worked great for me as a kiddie coaster. I thought we've got a big thrill coaster with the invert. We've got the family coaster with the wooden coaster in the Vikings area. We need a junior coaster before we open up this park. We're going to open up with 3 coasters. I thought, you know, obviously we've not got a full dark ride yet in this park, but the flume ride has got quite a few dark ride scenes, and then we've got quite a lot of supporting flats. So I'm happy with what we've got in this park in the 2 areas. I think we've got a nice variety. I thought instead of building a dark ride here, let's go for another flat and a junior coaster, bringing a total to 10 rides in the park. I think that's enough to open this up, and we'll see how guests react to it all in the next episode, which will be really cool. We're having like a little picnic area underneath here, a little seating area. I just thought it'd kind of add to the overall feel of it and the kinetics of this area too. I wanted this to kind of feel a little bit like a busy kind of market area, a bit kind of hustle and bustling around here. So that's what we're going with this seating area underneath. It is going to be a dead end. You're not going to be out. It's not going to connect up down by the Zamperla Disco. It's literally just going to be, you might want to grab a bite to eat from the restaurant opposite, bring it over here, and then you can watch your kids on the coaster kind of thing, you know. And I like doing that, especially with like family coasters. Often you see that at parks. There is little viewing areas so the parents can watch their kids on the ride and like take photos of them and that sort of thing. So I thought that would be really nice with this. Let's put in a seating area where people opposite the restaurant, people can bring the food out. There's not loads of seating at the restaurant, and they can come and sit around and have the kinetics of the coaster running around them. I thought that would be really nice. Obviously we've got quite a close clearance there, so we've put the little roof on just to make sure that's okay. And then on this side we're using these nice wooden fences. On the other side, the more kind of with all the different Greek buildings and columns and all that, we're using like metal fencing because I thought that fit better with the kind of ancient Greek theme. Whereas on this side, with it being more of your holiday resort Greece we're going for, down by the water kind of thing, I thought the wooden fencing would look good. These are quite nice because they look good, but also add a bit of character to your queue line and a little bit of shade as well. We're going to add some scenery to the flat ride shortly as well. And of course, we've got the Zamperla Disco, which is still sticks out like a sore thumb really now, but it will all come together, as you're going to see, with the theming around there too. We've got the lights going in. I didn't want flame torches everywhere in this area, mainly only on some buildings and things, because it's just not realistic. You wouldn't ever go to a theme park and have a whole area only lit by flame torches. But also I didn't want lampposts that were too modern either. So we've gone for these. I've coloured them like a brown and they look quite nice. Little fountain underneath there again, just kind of adding to the kinetics of the area. And then we've got lots of planting going in, and of course plenty of #rockwork going in. It wouldn't be a theme park that I've built without rockwork, would it? So we're adding that round. And basically the Zamperla Disco here is going to be smothered in rockwork. You can see me starting to add a little bit here, but then I come back to that shortly once I've finished this area around the coaster. Obviously we're going to need a name for the coaster as well. So like I say, you've got 4 chances. We need a name for the Magic Carpet, the coaster, the Zamperla Disco, and also as well the big waves down there at the back, the water ride. So yeah, get your suggestions coming in. I'll be picking all of them for next week's episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Of course, Christmas is only a few days away now as well. So excited for Christmas. Let me know in the comments. Are you all ready for the festive season? We filmed lots of Christmas content across both channels. Of course, we've got the Sandbrook Adventures as well, where we've done light trails, Christmas markets, all sorts of stuff. I took my dad to the Birmingham Christmas markets last night, so we've got that video coming up in a few days. So yeah, lots of content for you to enjoy with your family and friends over the holiday period. And yeah, I might get one more episode out yet before Christmas. We'll have to see. Obviously, there is only a few days to go, but I've got quite a bit of time at home over the next week or so. So there might be a little bonus. I might get another episode out. We'll see. No promises. But of course, the series will continue into early 2025, and we'll kind of go from there. We have got a big trip coming up in January, which we're really looking forward to. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to bring us vlogs on both channels here on Theme Park Worldwide and the Sandbrook Adventures too. We're really looking forward to it. So we'll share more details about that as we get into the new year. But yeah, we always go away in January. It's a nice time to go away. It will be quite a long trip as well. So we'll kind of see with this series where we go. Do I have a little break from the series? Do I pre-record a few episodes before? We'll see with that one. But well, maybe we could ask Poseidon just here. So yeah, obviously you might want to utilise Poseidon's name in with the water ride. I thought Poseidon, water, we've got this water ride behind. Let's put a big statue of him out the front. What's pretty cool with this is that you can change like the size of, well, not just him, but like his arms and legs and feet and all that. I thought we'd go from like in this pose, very manly pose there. And then we just got a few like bits of rubble at the bottom basically that he's standing on. A lot of the things that I had round are just to make it look pretty, to be honest. Like I say, parks like Phantasialand, Europa, Disney, Universal to some extent, just adding little props around. They don't really need to be there, but it just adds to the overall feel and theme of the area. But yeah, this is looking really nice. I'm pleased that I managed to squeeze in this kiddie coaster because I didn't have loads of room to play with here. And I thought, I like making sure my parks have got plenty of rides. I wanted 5 rides in this area as well. I like utilising the flat rides. I think, that's something that a lot of people don't utilise sometimes in Planet Coaster. I really do like putting in as many flat rides as I can do, because I like that in a real park. For me, the perfect park has got a good balance of attractions. And, that's the problem with parks like Alton Towers now. It's too coaster heavy, and you've just not got that nice variety, that nice mix of rides, compared to somewhere even like Drayton Manor now, that have really thought about their investments to have something for everyone. Yes, they've invested in the coaster hardware for this year with the Wave, the new train on there, and Gold Rush, the brand new Interlink coaster. But also they've backed it up with flat rides, water rides, dark rides, and I think that's only going to continue. So, a well thought out park has something for everyone. It really does. For me, I'd always take a park that's got a lot of variety over something that's got, 10 coasters. And so I think it's, really important, especially with this park and all the parks that are creating Planet Coaster, the family parks, there's something for everyone. Now, Obviously, with this park originally, I wasn't too sure how big it was going to get. But I've decided now to make this like a fully fledged resort. Obviously before, it was just kind of be a small theme park and a small water park. You know, I was thinking maybe there was only going to be 2 or 3 areas of the theme park. But I think now we're going to expand this quite a bit. And you're going to see that in the next episode when we add a lot more infrastructure, car parks. There's going to be a main road kind of running through the middle of the resort. And all that's going to come together really nicely. So make sure that you come and join me for that. The coaster station's coming on nicely, which I'm really pleased about. I've got my big cordial just here as well. Just bear with me, have a bit of cordial. Beautiful that. That's how you build good in Planet Coaster. A bit of orange cordial. What's your go-to drink whilst you're on Planet Coaster? Some of you will probably say like, you know, champagne or something like that. But no, I do like a good cordial, to be honest. You know, some of you might just enjoy a beer whilst you're playing. I like to be fully focused and on my creations just here and see how it's coming together. But yeah, I do like a good cordial. Right then, so we're just doing a little bit of work on the interior for the station. I don't often do loads of work to the interiors of stations, to be honest. I just add some lighting, a few little bits to give it some character and charm. I don't go too overboard. I normally save that for like indoor rides, and obviously there is going to be some indoor rides coming. Originally I was going to do this dark ride, but I just wasn't really feeling it with the Greek theme and Omnimover. I just wasn't really feeling it in this area. I'm much happier with the junior coaster and this big waves and kind of blocking it in. But also I'm really excited just to open the park. I think that'll be great in the next episode, and also just start working on this infrastructure around. So that's the thing for me. I love not just creating theme parks, but the full kind of package around it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck in with that in the next episode. We've got a couple of little bits of theming on the front there. That's the beauty, isn't it, now, being able to actually add theming to the flat rides and even the moving parts. I don't add anything to the moving section on this because obviously that bit under the seat in there, that's what creates the splash. So it would be unrealistic to put like loads of theming on that because ultimately that's just dropping into the water. So I decided against adding anything to there. But we've got some little flames. We've put some more decorative items on. Obviously, we've got the nice banners and things on there as well. The bunting that we're hanging around the area. And just a few bits on the loading platform there. Nothing too fancy, just a few parts and things, just to give it a bit of charm, bit of character, just out the front. We've expanded the rocks out the hillside, kind of over to it as well. Obviously, if this was a real theme park, they'd probably all be like fiberglass rocks that are coming round or like covered in cement, just to keep it nice and real looking. And it blends in nice that with the rock work behind it and the fact it's on a hillside. That's the thing for me. I always like thinking about placements and how things come together. But now I'm really happy with that. We're adding lots of flowers around here. We want it to be really bright, really vibrant. So here we've got the nice pink flowers going in around here to add with the blue. And of course the rock work, the little bits of broken rocks and wall pieces that we've got there. It's nice. I'm really happy with how this has come together. It was a good choice, I think, you know, 'cause I was undecided how to kind of finish this area off, but now I'm really pleased with how that looks. And yeah, just continuing to add some more details all the way around here as well. But how have you been getting on with your Planet Coaster rides? I'd love to know, and with your parks. Honestly, let me know down below in the video comments. It's always great reading the comments and knowing that, you know, the videos have helped you out with ideas and inspiration and that sort of thing. You know, and I'm certainly not the best Planet Coaster builder, but I just enjoy it, and that's the thing. I don't take it too seriously. I just have a good time. I enjoy playing the game. You know, I have my music on whilst I'm playing it and putting it all together. You know, I do love it. Yeah, we've got these other fences here. These were all like the metal ones that I mentioned. That area by the coast is all done now. So we're going to start finally working on this. The reason why I put the Zamperla Disco in so early was just because I wanted to kind of set the layout for this area up so we knew exactly where things were going to be. Sightlines are such an important part of an immersive theme park, in my opinion. And that's why you do see me zoom out quite a lot. I'm always looking at different sightlines and different levels, and obviously wanting to make sure that, you know, we've got this beautiful Zamperla Disco, but then you walk past it and then you've got the views of the buildings and kind of the layers build up with the design of this area. And we're just going to add another little pond here. It's not part of the main lake, just a small pond because I wanted a water wheel, again, just to give some movement, some kinetics to this part, because movement looks like amazing. And talking of kinetics and things that look awesome, obviously been following a lot of updates for the new Universal theme park next year, Epic Universe, which looks incredible. It really does. Opening in Florida next year. We can't wait to visit. But with that, they've got the Dark Universe area all themed around Universal monsters. And you've got the Burning Blade Tavern, like the windmill, that's actually sets on fire. It spins round and it sets on fire. And there's been some photos and videos the past few days of that. It looks amazing, like with the burning windmill actually on fire, real flame effects. Like, I love stuff like that. It's just going to be amazing when you walk into that area. Little wow moments that I like creating in my parks as well. And, you know, things that don't have to be there but are there because it looks good. Like Universal didn't have to have an actual windmill set on fire. How that's done, like, is incredible. Like with the technology, like what you can do now. I thought it might just be a fake projection effect or something, but no, it's actually real flames, and every so often that's going to set fire, which is incredible, really. We've got this main entrance portal going here now. You know who else likes an entrance portal? Merlin Theme Parks. And you know what? That is something that I really do like about their parks. Entrance portals. For example, like the one at Lego Mythica, Legoland Windsor. We were there a couple of days ago. Check out the vlogs if you haven't already from their Christmas event. Santa even wished us congratulations, which was nice. But yeah, like the entrance portals of Mythica is really good. Obviously Jumanji at Chessington, you've got, you know, like the big portal with the sign on. You know, I love how Merlin do these entrance portals. CBeebies Land at Alton Towers looks good. Obviously, that was a lot of that was existing from the area before Storybook Land and the Bookworm. Hey. Yeah, that looks really good with the trees. So for me, I just like having a portal. With this, we're going for a little building. It doesn't serve a purpose, anything other than just looking nice. And obviously a bit of a transition from the Vikings area. It's a very different themed area here, isn't it? You're going to come out from the Vikings area through the tunnel, like through the berm with the trees on, and then you'll make your way into the actual main part of the area just here. Off to the left hand side, I was thinking, you know, do we need any more shops or restaurants or anything? I don't think we do. We've got a big restaurant only around the corner in the Vikings area. We don't need any like food stalls there because we've got some on that main square viewing area by the B&M invert. So I thought let's just fill in that left hand side with some water, some photo opportunities. I had a couple of statues down there in a moment. I was thinking, do we need any more facilities here? We've got toilets around the corner. No, I don't think we do. So I just thought I'd fill this in with some theming just to make it look nice. More fence going in and also some fountains. Hey, love a good fountain package. How cool is that water effect when you go underwater now and you get like the proper ripple effect, which is pretty cool. I do like that. We've got lots of fountains, lots of water in this area. It is Greece after all. I'll tell you what, very happy with it. We've got this little pool that's off to the side, which is on the transition path between Vikings and also the Greek area. So with this, we've got the rocks that match the Mediterranean style, but we're going with some hedges along the side instead of the fence, just to ease you into that transition from the Vikings. You go through the tunnel, and then you're going to come down into this, and it kind of eases you in instead of it just being like, whoa, you go through the portal and everything's changed. Aesthetically, it looks quite nice like that. Of course, we're putting lots of planting around as well. Little bits kind of growing over the rock work, and you know, I like doing that because it just looks like it's, you know, it's proper aged, doesn't it? Like, you know, you've not just got all these rocks looking perfect. You've got the bits of, you know, weeds and things growing over them, and you know, all just to make it look nice and authentic, but also looked after as well with this. I love the pink flowers, and they look really nice. So I thought we'd add loads of them around. It looks so nice and colourful, and overall, very happy with how that looks. So really now, over the next couple of minutes, it was just adding some finishing touches, little details around. And obviously with the park, I'm going to open it in the next episode to guests, but obviously we're going to probably need to come back to some bits and think that doesn't work, or, you know, let's add this in. Guests might still think they need more toilets or information booths or anything like that, you know, so we can do that if we need to, and kind of add things in. You know, nothing's ever final until you open the park, and even when you do, you want to make little enhancements and changes. Obviously, I'm always listening for feedback as well. I always love reading every single comment I read on every video, but on these episodes I just love keeping it really nice and interactive, so keep them comments coming in, whether it's suggestions. Obviously I need the 4 names, so get them coming in for the junior coaster and the 3 flat rides, but also just in general, keep them coming in because I really do appreciate that. Got the big flame torches going on just there, and yeah, in general, just finishing off the look and feel of the entrance area. The beauty is, of course, you can add decor onto the flat rides now, so we're just adding a couple of bits. We've got the big statue in the middle, and then adding some bits on the side. I thought these looked quite nice, the big curtains, so we thought we'd add some of them in. Nothing too detailed, not gone too overboard yet actually theming the flat rides, but I have added little bits to make them fit in with the area. Just so I thought it'd look really nice. Plenty of rock work round, some more little finishing touches. Obviously we've got some gaps there between the exit gates and the exit, so we thought we'd just put some more flames just on there as well, just to make them look good. I love the scaling tool though now, like the fact you can have, like, we've got the big flame torches, you know, one massive one by the ride, and then we've got these 4 smaller ones as part of the queue line area too. I just love how you can do that now, because it just makes the whole thing a lot more cohesive as you put in your creations together. But there you go, like, looking really, really good, the Greek area. And like I say, you know, originally I was doing working on the dark ride next, but I'm really happy with the decision not to build that. There is a chance I could always, if I wanted to add the dark ride for this area, still expand on it if I change my mind. There's going to be a good few episodes now on the water park, the hotel infrastructure. You know, before we come into the theme park, it's going to be a good few weeks before we're back working on the park now. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of, you know, get straight on with that. And if we want to add something else, then we can do. But anyway, going to go for an updated POV for you here now of the inverted coaster. And obviously I've got the name for this one as well, which is Icarus Flight. So thanks so much to everyone that's come up with your suggestions. I really appreciate it. It's RM the man that came up with this one. And yeah, it's Icarus Flight, fantastic name. So here's the story. Icarus has just perished by flying too close to the sun, falling from the skies and drowning in water. His father, Daedalus, a skillful craftsman, being understandably upset, has went into hiding. With you, soon to be the next generation Icarus, is the only one he's willing to talk to at this time. Daedalus misses his son dearly and wants to do his best to not dishonour his son's memory. He gets an idea to continue the legacy of Icarus by giving you a pair of newly crafted wings. It's what Icarus would have wanted after all. Take your flight and soar through the skies in honour of the fallen Icarus. And I know it had a lot of thumbs up, a lot of you really like that one too. Thank you so much for that suggestion, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, love the name, I think it works really well for this coaster as well. And also it's a little nod to the rumoured name for what Hyperia is going to be at Thorpe Park. Apparently Hyperia, from some of our sources, was like the second name for it. Originally it was going to be called just Icarus. Obviously that was the original plan, and there were some issues with like trademarking and things, so they went with Hyperia instead. But there you go, let me know your thoughts in the video comments. Would you prefer Icarus or Hyperia for Thorpe Park's new coaster for this year? But soon to be last year. This time last year we were down Monk's Walk getting all the updates and stuff. Incredible. Let's just have a bit of an overview then, looking at the ride from off-ride, some cinematic shots. We'll have a look at the rest of the area and what we've built over the past 3 episodes. Really happy with this. It's very bright, it's very colourful. I'm liking the fact we've got the 2 sections as well. We've got the more ancient Greece, we've got the more holiday resort, by the sea Greece as well, which looks really, really nice. Very happy about that. Obviously we've got another water ride in here, a major coaster, the junior coaster, supporting flat rides. I think we've got a real good mix in this park so far. The theming and landscaping looks great, and it's very different to the Vikings area next door that we did, where it's all quite dark and a bit more gloomy, whereas this is very bright, very cheerful, and I'm really happy with it. Obviously the little junior coaster there, that looks nice with the blue track. And you know, that's the thing, you got to be careful when you change in like buildings and stuff up in areas, because you don't want it to look like 2 completely different themed areas. So obviously we've kept it, you know, looking quite a nice style, but obviously you can tell that it's all part of Greece as well. The invert looks great there at the back on the skyline with them classic elements. Here's a POV from the junior coaster, just so you can see that. Hey, little canopies there. Obviously not too fast at all. You can see the speed there, 22. What's it go? Max 25 miles an hour. You know, yeah, nothing too much there, nothing too exciting. It is just a junior coaster. Yeah, literally peters down to about 18 miles an hour there. Not too much on the G-force, but still quite exciting actually. So, you know, I'll take that. The theming makes it though around the ride, I think, just to add to it all. But no, really happy with it all. Obviously, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And in the next episode, we're going to go straight in with working on the infrastructure. We're going to add the car parks. We're going to add some more transportation, the buses, possibly a monorail. Probably start working on the hotel soon as well, and the initial kind of foundations for the water park, and open the park as well. So it'll be an action-packed episode coming up next, so make sure you come and join me for that. Just wanted to end the episode with a first-person view walking through this area and what we've created over 3 episodes. Really happy with it. Obviously the fences were a bit lower this time than the first person view of the Vikings area. Like I said, I did go back and lower the fences. But they're the things that you know, you want to get it looking right, but also, yeah, sometimes it takes a bit of time, doesn't it, to get stuff looking good. But no, very happy with this. Really nice area. It's very grand, very majestic. Plenty of places to sit down. Obviously, I've not really named a lot of things and put signage on things yet either, so I'll have to do that. Just adding things onto a lot more restaurants and just general park signage, directional signs and things. I've not done anything like that yet, so we can do all that. Loving this area down there by the water. I'd love to just sit there, relax with a nice ice cream maybe, watch the coaster going round. You know, areas like that are always so important. Obviously, we've got the archways here. Nice views there, the magic carpet. And of course, get them name suggestions coming in. 4 names are needed for the 3 flat rides and the junior coaster. Don't worry about the story too much, just some good names that fit in with the Greek themed area. But there we go. Thank you so much for joining me here on Theme Park Worldwide. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps up the channel. Subscribe if you want to see all of our latest updates. Get them notifications on so you know when there's a brand new episode coming. But thanks so much for watching. Merry Christmas, everyone. And that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next episode.